On this episode of Unseen.
He looked right at it. When AJ and I had that little interaction on Thursday, before the cameras went on, he straight up was like, "Yo, like we're here. There's no here. There's no here. Like we're right here." And to hear AJ Styles say that was pretty awesome. Oh man, that's a good question.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new edition of Unseen. I am your host, Joey Carney, and with me today is someone who survived death in Texas, so you may want to take a spin around the block a few times before facing him, because this New Yorker is looking to take over TNA. He's the two-time TNA World Champion, Mike Santana. How you doing, man?
Joey, what's up? How's it going?
Great, man. Good to see you again, and I'm so happy that you are once again the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. I got to ask you to start this off. TNA World Title match, AMC premiere on Thursday. You win the title successfully a second time. You defend at Genesis successfully in a Texas death match. You prevented Nick Nemeth from calling in his shot. Where's your head at right now, all in just a few days' time, overcoming all that?
It's been a whirlwind, to say the least, man. I've been first. I've still been like living off that high of the debut episode on AMC. Man, it was just such a special moment for the company as a whole. We're all still celebrating, but again, the work continues, right? Like we're just getting started, and now the real work begins, and is just continuing to capitalize and continuing to build off of all that momentum. And I think we're gonna continue doing a good job, and I'm glad that I'm on the forefront and leading the charge, and we're gonna do our very best. And
Yeah. And TNA, like I said, is now on AMC Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. You are the face of this brand, this company. They obviously see you as the guy. And on top of that, you beat Trick Williams to first win your world title. Now you've beaten one of the greatest TNA superstars of all time, Frankie Kazarian. What does that mean to you, having this crown, sort of say, but beating one of the TNA's best of all time?
I had when I posted the match. I think it was a couple days before the AMC debut. I had said, it's not just two guys going head to head for the world title on this big show. It's two generations of TNA wrestling going head to head for not just the title, but the new era of the company. And it was a huge deal. And Frankie and I both looked at this as such a huge accomplishment for the both of us, especially knowing where we were just a few years before and getting to where we're at now. It was just a huge deal and a testament to all the work that we both put in. But yeah, it was a huge deal. Also going back to the match with Trick Williams at Bound for Glory, and getting to have that moment with in front of my family and sharing the moment with my daughter. It's just been a whirlwind, man, like the past few months. And again, I'm in the position that I'm in, and the company has me in this position because of the work, right? The work that I continue to put in, and the work that I'm going to continue putting in. Like this, just because I have the title and I'm in this position doesn't mean that I get complacent. For me, complacency is not part of my life at all. I'm always striving to be better and to get better, and that's going to continue going forward. Right now, the goal is to continue growing myself and growing the brand that is TNA. Like we have this huge platform, more eyes get to see what we do. And now is to take advantage of that platform and to keep putting out the very best that we could.
When you initially lost the TNA World Title the first time, well, the only time, you lost to Frankie Kazarian. He called his shot. Now Nick Nemeth is looking to do the same thing on your second run. What did you learn from that first time, having that moment happen to you? And how are you looking to maybe prevent it from happening ever again?
I said it before, like I'm a man that I learn from my mistakes and I learn from my experiences, and I let my guard down that first time. And I'm man enough to admit that. Uh, I let my guard down, and Frankie, being who he is, he saw an opportunity and he took advantage of it, like anybody would, right? But for me today, I refuse to let my guard down now. Like now, my guard is all the way up with everybody. I should have known even before, like with dealing with Trick and NXT that first go around. Um, there's a sense of unpredictability. You don't know who's going to show up where,
Yep.
and I'm very conscious of that now. So just know that Nick better be playing chess and not checkers.
I love that. When we last spoke in late 2025, right before you won your first TNA World Title, you told me that you wanted to do it for your family. You wanted to hand that title to your
Yeah.
daughter, and you did that. This is now your second title reign. What was the why behind this one, and what are the reasons or your reasons to continue now as the TNA World Champion?
Well, I said it when Frankie and I sat down for our contract signing. I my first title run and was my first title win was a thank you to my family, to my friends, to my daughter for saving my life, and all the people that supported and motivated me to get to that point. That was my thank you to them. This one, this one is for me. This one
I love
is
that.
a, this one is for me. This one is a thank you to me for putting the work, for putting in the work, for getting myself the help that I needed when I needed it. And yeah, man, like now it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Like I could promise to the audience and to TNA and even to myself, like when I step foot in front of that camera on Thursday, you're getting a whole different person
Yeah.
and unapologetic. Like I'm probably gonna piss a lot of people off, and that's okay. That's part of the process. But I'm going to continue speaking from the heart, and there's gonna be people that don't like it, and that's okay. When I
Yeah.
first got to TNA at Rebellion in 24, after I won that match, I went to the back and I went to the first camera that I could find, and I said, "I'm here for the top spot. I don't care who takes offense to it." And I feel the same exact way now. When I step foot in front of that camera on Thursday, I don't care who takes offense. I'm here for me.
TNA keeps building such a deep roster. Obviously, you have legends like the Hardys, EY, Victoria Crawford, and now mixing with these new up and comers, or not necessarily new, but up and comers in TNA. Leon
Yeah.
Slater, BDE, even Elena Black, a new knockout, recently signed. And then in the middle of the card, you have people like Mustafa Ali, Cedric
Mhm.
Alexander, the system. How would you rank this current TNA roster amongst other versions you've either been a part of or witnessed before?
I think this is the best we've ever been. I think going back to when I first got here in 2017, there was a lot of transitions happening. A lot of people were leaving, a lot of people were coming in. So it was a very, very shaky time. But like now, I feel like we've gotten our footing and we have a great team. And again, the what separates our locker room is the fact that we're all here for a common goal, and that's to help elevate the brand.
Yep.
And everyone is fighting for that, And we want to put out the very best show that we could. And I think we're going to continue doing that. I think everyone is excited for this AMC platform that we have now, and is just more of an opportunity to show what we can do and to elevate ourselves along with the company.
A lot of the things that you do in the ring, fans such as myself, we pick up on whether it's, you paying homage and respect to other wrestlers or your inspirations. We
Yeah.
saw the Code Red on Impact. We saw, the Poppy Splash, the Frog Splash at Genesis.
Mhm.
Obviously, paying homage to the Amazing Red and Eddie Guerrero. How do you pick those spots or those moves to incorporate to pay your respects?
For me, it's all feel, man. Like if I feel it, it happens. Like I think I've always been one to pay my respects to people that have influenced me, and that's something I'm going to continue doing. But I
Yeah.
go off a feel a lot. I think that's the best way to be. Like I don't like to plan too much, right? If I
Yeah.
feel it, I make it happen.
Of course. Looking across the board in pro wrestling, the world champions currently, we have guys like CM Punk, we have Drew McIntyre, we have Mike Santana, all guys who fought their way out of a city and into the world and at the top of their companies now.
Yeah.
For wrestlers or up and comers who are looking at you now for the roadmap, what do you advise them to do?
Wow. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Um, and it ain't gonna be easy. Nothing that's worth it is ever easy. There's gonna be times where you're gonna feel like you want to give up, and that's okay. Um, but if you want it, you make it happen. You know what I mean? Do your homework, survey your environment, look at how you could separate yourselves from everything else that's going on, and put in the work, put in the miles. You know what I mean? If you're a young up and comer on the independents, the best advice I could give you is put in the miles. You have to get your name up everywhere. We're all starving artists, and that's
Yep.
how everyone starts, right? You have to. One thing that I came up in a generation, in an era where people wanted to see your name everywhere, all across the country, all across the map, and that, like, being a pro wrestling journeyman was key. And I think that's what's missing a lot. And I think any young up and comer is like, put in the miles, put in the work, separate yourselves, and it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Just if you want it, you make it happen.
You've been very vocal and vulnerable in a lot of moments. You've overcome your addiction. You've overcome obstacles of major injuries. You've
Yeah,
overcome the idea of not being a main event guy. Now
yeah.
Mike Santana is the face of TNA. You're the world champion. You're the guy. Do you consider yourself, or do you still consider yourself an underdog?
Oh man, that's a good question. It's I feel personally, I'm always gonna be fighting. I'm always gonna be fighting, even when I don't have to,
Yeah.
because that's what's ingrained in me. That's what has fueled, my life in
Yeah.
general. Like I continue to fight because it's all I know,
Yeah.
right? And I refuse to go back to who and where I used to be.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Right now, like, I have a little girl that depends on me and that looks at every move that I make. And if there's one thing that I'm always going to show her, is always fight. Fight for yourself, fight for your dreams, and fight for what you feel is right for you.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I'm always going to be fighting. I'm here, I'm champion, I'm at the top of the brand, I'm at the top of the company, I'm the face, and I feel like I'm still going to be fighting. It does. I don't care where I go. I could
Yeah.
be, for instance, I could be freaking WWE champion. It doesn't matter. I'm
Yeah.
gonna constantly feel like I need to fight, and I think that is what separates me.
As we start to wrap up here, I have another question for you. Obviously, we all know AJ Styles is your dream opponent.
Yep.
AJ Styles is retiring this year, maybe even in a few weeks. And he was there at the AMC premiere on Thursday for Impact. He looked at that TNA World Title when Kaz was holding it. If he does have one match in TNA, obviously, I think the choice is you because you're the world champion and just how it all plays out. If that were to happen, what's that mindset? What's that goal there?
He looked right at it. I'm the guy. I said it before. AJ has always been someone that I've admired, I've respected. His journey has been, second to none. And yeah, that to me is like the ultimate, like the past versus the present, you know,
Love
and
that.
just definitely someone that I would love to mix it up with and learn from, because he's another one that has a wealth of knowledge, and it's pretty cool to, you know, when AJ and I had that little interaction on Thursday before the cameras went on. You know, he straight up was like, "Yo, like we're here. There's no
Yeah.
here. There's no here. Like we're right here." And to hear AJ Styles say that was pretty awesome.
The last question for you here. Royal Rumble is near. We've seen TNA legends like Mickey James, who deserves the credit for being the first person to do that, first champion in TNA to go do that. We saw
Yeah.
Joe Hendry. We saw Jordan Grace. Is there a chance that we see TNA World Champion Mike Santana in that match in the next couple of weeks? And if there was a choice of someone for you to throw over the top rope, who is that?
For me, I said this before. If that phone rings, I pick it up. I turn down no opportunities, and I'm gonna go there repping TNA as hard as I could. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it would definitely be something that is special, and I would make the absolute most of it. And yeah, it would definitely be cool. The beauty of pro wrestling today, especially with our partnership that we have, is the unpredictability, right? You don't know who's going to show up where. And to me, that was the best times when I was a kid, right? You didn't Everybody showed up everywhere. You didn't know what was going to happen. And
Yep.
the fact that I get to live that today is pretty awesome. But yeah, man, if that phone rings, it's going to get picked up. And as far as who's getting thrown over, uh, whoever's in my way, I could care less. Like any and everybody will get it.
I love that, man. Thank you so much for your time today, Mike. I can't wait to see how you keep evolving and how you keep becoming this main event star that we all know you are. TNA Wrestling coming to New Mexico January 22nd to 23rd, Nashville, Tennessee, February 13th to 14th, Atlanta, Georgia, March 5th and 6th, New Orleans, Louisiana, March 27th, 28th. All tickets at TNAWrestling.com. You can catch TNA Wrestling or TNA Impact on its new home AMC every Thursday night. And Sportsnet 360 if you're in Canada, TNA Plus
Yep.
worldwide. Again, man, thank you so much for your time and can't wait to see what's going on next.
Thank you, Joey. I appreciate you.